Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Secret of Evermore. In the last part, we got shot out of a volcano and we lost our dog. In this part, well, I'm going to be wandering around quite a bit and try to get my bearings. So anyway, go up here. And what you're going to notice is, well, kind of everything's different. Music sounds very different. The people look very different. My ear is itchy, so the microphone might have just gotten a ton of scratches right there. And dialogue might be a little different. There's a city on the other side of the Great Desert. You might convince the ghost pirate to give you passage across the sand. Is it the guy from Paper Mario? Anyway. Hello, matey! You'll be wanting some of my armor. It's the best! What can I do for you? Fuck. What you're gonna have to do is change your money. He'll give you 1 jewel for every 2 talents. See, it's kind of like just currency exchange. So, that's how many jewels I have now. Alright. And now here, I can buy some of the armor. The thing is, in this area, you're actually going to want to buy almost all the armor because later on it unlocks some other options. Or it... Weirdly enough, getting like the basic armor lets you get better armor later on. You won't need the... because we don't have the dog, we won't need the spike collar. Yet, anyway. So, check out over here. You're new to Crustacia, aren't you? The people in this town look mean, but they're not that bad. But it's every rogue on the other side of the river. But it's every rogue for himself on the other side of the river. Alright. What a river. What desert? What place are they talking about? There's treasure to be found on the west bank of the river. And I'm the one that's gonna find it. I really should have started my timer. Alright. Looks like somebody else has already been taking... Nope, not everything! So, more balding men. Ahoy, matey. Welcome to my inn. Please stay and rest. It's only 20 jewels. I'll stay. Actually, no, I don't need to stay. So, this is where you can save your progress, like every other inn. So, yes. Save here. So, yes. And unlike the other ones, which had you resting on, like, just leaves, this one has you resting on a hammock. A bit of an upgrade. Alright. Now, I'm also going to display one of the dumbest things into this. This is one of the few sections where you can target an enemy. Like, this is just something really random. You can just target this guy. And he takes normal damage. And yes, you can kill him. You can't dog cast because, well, there's no dog. But, if you keep at it... And these guys have a lot more health than you'd expect. And just keep going. And hope that no one spots you. Because they could turn you in for attempted murder. Among other things. I don't think these people would be too friendly against other criminals. And I'm pretty sure I'm also wasting... Yay, there it goes. He will explode. Does that bring you anything good? Nope! I just always thought that was amusing. The city leader posted a reward for the treasures on the other side of the river. I'm going after them. I am. Alright. So let's just take the shortcut down. Not sure why this has an elevator, but it's nice. Alright. And now we enter into here, into the base of the boat, and hey, it's like a bar. With all these nice young gentlemen. You're not after treasure and riches like the rest of these louts, are you? The last thing we need here is more adventurers around here. So yes, it looks like we are among all these other guys as adventurers! So let's see about this guy. The treasures on the west bank are very valuable indeed. The leader of Nobilia has posted a fine reward for them. If I found them, though, I might just keep them for myself. I need to close this door because it's giving me too much noise. Alright. We may talk tough in Crustacia, but we're pretty harmless. The rogues on the west bank are much meaner. Arrgh! The floodwaters are scourge, aren't they? They are. There are tales of hidden treasure and jewels in the land across the river. I'd go there, but I think I'll wait until the weather clears up. My brother Tiny is the strongest man in these parts. I wish you could make some friends. Alright, so apparently Tiny, whoever that is not a very social person. Now, I'm sure you guys have been looking at these guys and just thinking to yourself, man, what the hell is this about? Can't talk, busy punching. Do you mind? We're trying to hit each other here. And we'll leave them to their devices and just move on. So they were talking about the river to the west or whatever. And here's another problem. I know there are spells on these banks, mostly water, I believe, but you can't actually get them. So they were talking about the floods, and I'm guessing this is the reason why this bridge is out. Perhaps it was destroyed. Whoa! It looks like we got some tougher enemies here. Oh, and these rogues are not friendly in the slightest. And I believe that enemy actually has exactly 200 health. So I exactly killed him. It looks like there's a rope bridge, however, or there is a way across using rope. However, it does not seem viable. So it looks like this is no option at all. Maybe come over here. Or come across this guy. This guy is, you're gonna really want to avoid getting hurt by him. Because, oh my god. He has some of the most dangerous status effects in the entire game. The most brutal of which is, I believe, called Plague. Jeez. Weirdly enough, I've always just adored these guys' sound effects they have for thwacking. Hold on. It's kind of hard to recreate with your mouth or whatever. That sounds disgusting. But it's just a very satisfying sound, even if it's for an enemy. I believe it's actually the same sound as your axe, so who knows? Or one of your axes. Ah, that feeling of knowing, yep, that knowing there's stuff here, but that you can't find it because you can't double check with the dog. I believe you can, I believe there is somehow a way to actually get in contact with your dog by accident, if you will. Jesus. Alright. But I might get into that with the glitches video, because, jeez. Wow, that just barely didn't kill him. Okay, come on, this guy's close to the edge, alright. Yeah, these guys hit like a motherfucker. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I bought all that armor and didn't equip it. Jesus. Alright. So yes, so Dino skin to the bronze armor is quite an update. Dino helm to the bronze helmet is quite good. And then the claw guard to the serpent bracer is also very, very nice. So yes, there are items over there and we can't get them. So now we can just find some random stuff here, but we really have to know to look for it. Ah, jeez. But weirdly enough, there are some really rare chems that you don't usually find that this early in the game. For example, brimstone and vinegar, and I believe ethanol. Yep. But it's kind of tricky to find them without the dog because there's no double check. You kind of have to work off memory or prior knowledge, basically, which I do have some, but not a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna have to heal because, as you saw, the enemies did quite a good chunk of damage. Alright. Alright, there's no bridge, so all we could do is just enter this cave. And our old buddy Blimp with his freaking mount of Salabog on the wall. Hello, friend. Good to see you survived the big washout. Likewise, my dog and I used your boat to float downstream and over the falls. Ah, well done. I escaped by floating down the swamp flowers full of essence of mud pepper. Have you seen this world? It's much different from the world on the plateau. I've explored a little, but I've mainly been looking for Ralph Z. Well, I haven't. I've just been exploring. I wonder where he could be, or what he could be. New dog form! So yes, Ralphard Z has transformed into whatever the hell type of dog this is. I'm sure somebody who's a dog expert can tell me, but I don't know. It looks like a greyhound to me, but I don't know anything about dogs. Hello, my wife and myself are taking... my wife and myself take care of cleaning and maintaining the palace. Well, nice to tell a dog that. I'm sure that's information he'll use readily. And also, time to appreciate more good music. Oh, hi, doggy. I don't track any dirt into the palace. It's my job to clean the place. So yes, there's another fountain. So good. Too strong. You called on me, sir? Yes, Pompanali. Fuck. As my advisor, you can help me obtain the overwhelming power that I desire to rid my bald spot. I must have the diamond eyes of the dog statue. But sir, the people will not support your actions unless we receive a sign from the sacred dog. I hate to burst your bubble, Pomp, but the sacred dog is a myth. Can't expect some mystic creature to simply slide into the palace. Where do all these cats come from? And that was a pretty sweet slide. Sir, we have a visitor. And looks like Blimp just made us a bridge. Well, friend, it's time for you to find your pooch and for me to continue my studies of things lighter than air. Wonder how that works. I hear that there is a great city on the other side of the desert, to the north. You might have luck looking for your dog there. And cross over the desert on my new bridge. Before you take off, I want to give you this crush formula. You can mix limestone and wax for enemy crushing power. This is, by all accounts, the best spell in the game. Because by level 3, you're doing more damage than most spells do at like level 5 or 6. And yes, there are like 2 or 3 other ones. I think firepower, lightning, and nitro, and maybe explosion that do more damage. But those are very few, and they're much later in the game. You know, for the time that it could take you to take those spells up to much, much higher levels, you can already have this one at a pretty good pace, or at a pretty good place. Would you like to purchase ingredients? Sadly, we do not actually have enough to purchase that much. However, we will purchase as much light and stone as we can. Alright. And he just chills back to his original place. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Sweet. Alright. Come on. I'm just taking care of enemies for how I usually play this game. Because I'm about to have to do something very, very monotonous. Because of the way I play this. But for now, we'll just enter the desert. Now, remember what they said about, I think it was the skeleton pirate? Here he is. Hey, sport. Want a lift? A ride across the hot desert will cost you 1 amulet of annihilation. Got one? No, I do not. Come back when you've got one, Sparky, and I'll give you a ride then. Alright? See, the desert in this area, due to the overwhelming heat, consistently gives you about 10 or about 5 damage every like couple of steps. And because of and this is a long desert. We're gonna be here for quite a while, people. But I'm actually not gonna cross it. What I'm only doing here is to find an item. Oh my god. And I will show you in the glitches or side story or whatever the hell I call these parts, a shortcut, 2 shortcuts you can do. But what I'm gonna do is the hard way shortcut. That pirate talked about an amulet of annihilation that you can buy. You can buy an amulet of annihilation, and I will do that. But first, look what we found. Someone in the middle of the desert. It's a hot one today, isn't it? And the bad bugs are out too. What you need is some help, and I'm prepared to give it to you. It's a formula called Sting. give you an edge over the nasty critters. As far as I've seen, Sting is actually a pretty shitty move. You know, it's just kind of meh as far as I've seen. It looks cool, but the ingredients are pretty rare, or the ethanol is pretty rare, and it just doesn't do that much damage. Especially considering later on there's an item that's, or alchemy that's much better that uses ethanol. So yeah. So now that I've gotten this, I'm just gonna go all the way back. Oh yes, so sweet. Now I'm gonna use speed right now just to make sure that my accuracy is good enough to hit as many enemies as need be, because I should be coming across a lot, or I should. Oh wow. And all I'm coming across are tumbleweeds. Wonderful. And yes, imaginative selection of enemies: spiders, tumbleweeds, and skulls with bat wings. Huh! And yes, tumble dust does find things. If you're wondering why I did not unequip, or why I did not unequip, the mud or the levitate spell, is I actually do need it. Alright, geez, speed wore off. Alright, so I was talking about how I'm playing this game a tad bit differently. Well, or how I'm planning to get across the desert. Here's the thing, I have a lot of things I need to do before I get to the next town, so I'm gonna do all of them. So, here's my list of things I need to do. I need to level up Crush to at least, say, level 3 or level 4. I need to purchase an Amulet of Annihilation. I need to have a Mud Pepper, and I need to have enough money to buy whatever I may need at the next town, because there's a lot I need to buy. By the way, did you hear the dog smelling? Well, there he is! Don't ask me why, but he's just there. So anyway, it's time for time speed up. Oh jeez. Alright, if I interrupted the speed time, whatever, here's confounded. Now, it doesn't look like much. My controls are inverted. It is actually a bit tricky to actually know how to navigate. You have to really be thinking about what exactly you're pressing and what does it mean. Okay, that's about it. Shit, okay, another status effect being on display. Plague. Plague is basically poison, but it doesn't go away, so you absolutely need to heal it. And also, Essence display. It's basically the exact same animation as Cure, except no... Oh, and actually, I think I can also demonstrate dog casting while you're alone. I've already demonstrated that for some reason the dog is in the corner sometimes. And if you... switch over to the dog's perspective, you can dog cast. I'm legit surprised I didn't crash the game. Oh yeah, this is actually could be a good demonstration of normal alchemy limitations. If your enemy is actually in an alchemy loop, you cannot cast another spell on him. But you also can't cast a spell during your cycle either. Okay, after that bit of time spent, now I'm sure you're wondering, it's like, well, what good was all that? Sure, you did end up getting your crush formula all the way to level 4, in fact, very close to level 5. Sure, you did buy the mud pepper necessary for whatever, but what good is it gonna be? What good is all gonna be all these jewels? Well, I'll show you. First of all, this guy. Alright. But anyway, in here, pick up some items. Psst. Over here. Over here, near the big box. Hello, my friend. Have I got a deal for you? I can offer you this rare and powerful amulet of annihilation. We can use this to cross the desert with the ferryman for 10,000 jewels. Is it a deal? Sure. Are you sure? Yes. Wow! I didn't think anyone would ever come up with the cash. I mean, you had to fight a lot of spiders and thieves to get that kind of money. Since you went to this trouble to buy such a worthless piece of crass jewelry, I'm gonna throw in a free gift. And now, what do you think this magician would give us? I mean, you think he'd give us a wand, a spell, maybe even an alchemy? You received an amulet of annihilation. And a chocobo egg! Yes! You read that correctly. See if I can get it. A chocobo egg! The chocobo increases maximum hit points for those who possess it. So I believe I was at like 200 health points before. Oh wait, no I wasn't. Alright, so that was 183 in that room. And never mind. Oh yeah, I believe it only increases it by 30. So, yeah. But pretty cool to have. That won't actually be the first time we'll be conversing with that guy either, because, something I want to demonstrate. But it looks like that's going to have to be it for this part of Let's Play Secret of Evermore. And in the next part, we'll cross the desert, and then we'll go through the Market of Hell. See you guys then. Alright, now it's time for some more glitch displays. Now, I already talked about how you can see the dog on the lower level. Well, with very, very strict timing, it's possible to get the dog to come down if you go into the frame of the cave, I should say, at a very specific time, and call the dog at the same time, he will actually come in with you. And this actually leads to another glitch. I've shown before that you can cause either the dog or yourself to go forward and go past what may be certain restrictions. You can't do this as a human and make the dog jump over the gap. It has to be you being the dog and pushing the human towards, or your main character, towards the, across the gap. Here, I'm actually displaying a built-in system that was intended to get the player across the desert. Presumably, or apparently, this was intended for test players. This was how they were supposed to get players across the desert without necessarily needing the Amulet of Annihilation. And apparently it's been left in, and people found it. So you can actually, so it can be exploited if you want to. What you have to do is you have to run at a very specific rock and run at it at a very specific angle and then hold up once you start to warp. If you hold up for long enough, you'll make it all the way to Nobilia.